Hello, this is Yasu, and today I am going to, I guess it's gonna be more of a rambly video. I guess I don't really have much of a topic today. I'm gonna be talking about how basically I decided to become a full-time artist, and how I got to this point. My friend wanted me to talk about how much I like cats and much I like petting their butts, but I don't think I can fill up an entire, 15 to 20 minute video just talking about cats. I mean, I'm a new cat owner, so I don't really have much to say. Sorry about my voice today. I woke up a little bit sniffly, so I might be coming down with something. So if you hear me clearing my throat or sniffling, it's because of that. Or my voice crackling because my voice, yeah, I decided to do this today because if I don't do this today, I won't probably never do it anyway. So how I came to this point where I decided to be a full-time artist. Let's start from long ago. Like long ago, like high school. Geez, I make myself sound really old when I say that. But basically, growing up ever since I think middle school, it was either middle school or early high school, I decided I wanted to become an artist. I was really into the arts. I had a lot of friends who were also into the arts. Hi Sarah, hi Sydney, I love you. And everybody else that I had in high school, like Kim and Alyssa and Matt. Hi guys. Anyways, as I was saying, you know who you guys are. In high school, I really wanted to become an artist, and I remember I took art classes every single year in my high school days. In my first high school, because I went to two different high schools. In my first high school, yeah, every single year I took an art class. I think in that high school it was like drawing 1, drawing 2, and then there was like art 1, art 2, and then there was like AP art and all that. Excuse me. I'm so sorry. I coughed right into the microphone. Anyway, yeah, there was art 1 and art 2 and AP art and all that stuff. I never took AP art. I took drawing and AP and all that stuff. And I really wanted to go to art school. And I remember we even had a few representatives from some art schools in Florida, come in and talk about their school and like, give us like a video tour and all that stuff. Basically all the recruiting things that people do to try and get you to join their school. Which now that I think about it, it's kind of culty and kind of creepy. That's why I don't really want to think about it too hard. Anyway, yeah, I really wanted to go to art school. But there were so many things, like my parents and adults, like everywhere, all over my life, even people that weren't really related to me, would tell me, oh, you want to become an artist? It's really hard. Like it's really hard to be an artist. Like maybe you should pursue something else. Like, do you like science? Do you like math? Ooh, like why don't you become a teacher instead? And it's like, when you're young and you are so sure that you want to do something for the rest of your life, like you really enjoy one thing and you're really passionate about that one thing, and then having an adult just come to you and be like, oh yeah, you shouldn't do that, because from my experience it's not gonna work out. You're not gonna do good. And they might be right, because it's really hard to get into the art industry, but when you're in high school and you are very proud of like the work that you're doing, and then for an adult to just be like, no, go do something else. It's like, ow. First of all, ow. I worked really hard on this and you're telling me to just fucking give up? Wow, rude. Anyway, I don't resent anybody that told me that when I was younger, because I feel like the experiences I had made me realize even more that I did want to become a full-time artist. But back on track. The art school classes, like the art school, the high school classes that I had for art, the drawing classes were okay. They were very uninformative. The teacher clearly did not want to be there. I don't even think he was an artist. I'm not sure. I think he was just there so that he had a paycheck. But then we had I'm gonna call her Horse Lady because my old high school friends will remember her as that, and I don't really want to call her out on it, but she was like, you see my artwork. She did not like cartoons. She did not like anime. Like, she didn't consider anything that wasn't a realistic painting to be art, I guess. Like, she was a very not strict, because she had her moments. Like, she would be really cool one day and then the next day she would just, I think she had bipolar disorder. I'm pretty sure she had bipolar disorder. None of my friends really liked her. I think a few of us kind of tolerated her, because she could be cool sometimes, but she was just, I don't know, one day she would be okay with you just sitting there drawing anime and for your project, and then the next day she'd be like, what the hell is that? Like, that's not art. Like, go draw some eggs or whatever. But I can go on a tangent about her later on. Anyways, I still wanted to go to art school regardless of my art classes being shitty, because I thought, well, I didn't get the education I wanted here, so I want to go to a different environment, to an environment that actually did do art. But, those dreams were shot down by all the adults around my life, basically telling me to go do something else. And, I did think of other options. I thought about doing 3D animation, or, still in the arts. But again, anything that had to do with art, no, it was just, I don't know. Nobody really wanted me to do it. And I felt like, okay, well, if they're telling me I shouldn't do it, maybe I shouldn't. So then I decided to go to cosmetology school to become a hairstylist, because in my brain I'm like, well, I'm still working with color, I'm still creating something, so it's still kind of artistic, but I don't know, it was, I liked it at first. I liked doing hair and stuff at first, but it was just, after a while, because the school that I went to, it depends on what state you're in, but like in Florida, you need 1,200 hours of education, so I did 1,200 hours of education in that school, and I believe like halfway through, like maybe closer to the end of my time there, I realized, wow, this industry is really shitty. And I'm not bashing anybody who is a hairstylist and who stuck through it, and I have many friends who are now like very successful hairstylists. Some of them have even opened up their own salons, and I am super proud of them. Good on you guys, because I couldn't keep up with it. After I graduated, I basically, like, I graduated, I got my license, I started working as a hairstylist. I worked as an assistant for like almost 2 years before becoming an actual hairstylist, and then I worked as a hairstylist in Florida. So like overall, I would rack up all the years, including the time that I was in school, because when you're in school in cosmetology, you're basically working. You're working for free. You're working for, practice and nothing else. Like, you're not making any money. The money that you get from doing hair while you're in school is from tips, if they tip. But for the most part, yeah, like, I count that as work. So if you add that, I think I was working as a hairstylist for almost 6 years. And all at the end of my 6th year, I was like, you know what? My back hurts. I hate this. I hate everyone. I don't like how competitive this industry is. I don't like how over dramatic everybody is in this industry. Not everybody, but like in where I worked at, everybody was super competitive, super dramatic. Like, there was always some kind of drama going on, and I'm like, are you kidding me? We're freaking hairstylists. Like, we just sit there and make people pretty. Like, why do you have to have beef with another hairstylist? Worry about your own damn work. And that's another thing that I can go on a tangent about, but let's just move on from that. So after I decided to stop being a hairstylist, I basically started working retail, and I worked at a Best Buy for about 1.5 years. And then I worked in a great place. It was a factory where you printed textiles and stuff like that, and it was super artsy. Everybody there was like crafty and excuse me everybody there was super crafty and super artistic, and like everybody had at least one design in the website, like, that they have designed themselves. So like everybody around me was super artistic, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh my god, this is what I've always wanted. I've always wanted to be surrounded by people who do art, who do, creative things. People who love, like, just creating, like, images, illustrations, photography, like, fashion. Like, I've always wanted to be around that. Like, that's what I always wanted, and that's what I wanted when I was younger. That's what I wanted growing up. I just wanted to be surrounded by people who do art all the time. Unfortunately, I had to leave that job because I was moving with my current husband. It's not like I made it sound like I had a husband beforehand, but I mean, we've been dating for like 15 years almost. So we decided to get married, and he lives in Canada, so I had to leave the States and move to Canada. And because I had to leave that job and I had to move to a country that I'm not a citizen in, I had to basically stop working. It sounds horrible when I say it, but I can't work here because of my current status, and I'm still waiting for my application for permanent residency for me to even consider getting a job, And it's not that I'm being lazy. It's not that, there are so many factors that are preventing me from working here that I had to find something else to do. And my husband, I am so thankful to have such a supporting person in my life. But he told me, just pursue what it is that you wanted to do since you were young. And that's what I'm doing now. I decided that I'm going to be a full-time artist and try. Like, just friggin' try. I don't have any experience working in art. Like, I've had commissions before. I've done conventions before. But this is the first time in my life that I decided to become a full-time artist. And I don't know what to do with it at this point other than make these videos. And hopefully one day I'll have a comic, I'll have a game, I'll have something with my art on it. But right now, I'm just trying to perfect my craft and study, basically self-study, because I can't go to school here, and I never went to an art school, and even though I always wanted to, like, there were so many things preventing me from doing it. And all I want to say is that, if you're in a similar situation, if you're in high school and everybody's telling you not to, like, not to go to art school, not to become an artist, like, you can still do art on the side. It's not the end of the world. You can work retail, you can work in an office, you can become a doctor. Just don't stop drawing. Just don't stop doing art. And I noticed lately a lot of my old high school friends, a lot of my, just friends I have on Facebook, like families and stuff like that, I've noticed a lot of them are starting to pick up, the arts and getting creative and drawing and picking up paints and pottery and sewing and just being crafty. And it makes me so happy. You guys have no idea. It makes me so happy to see that others are still being creative and still being artistic, even after so many years of doing something else. That's all I can really, I mean, I don't know what to say anymore, other than, like, I'm super proud of my family. I'm super proud of my friends who are picking up, being in the arts again and all that, because it's really hard growing up and being told to do something else, basically. Like, you're not good enough to be an artist, and you're not good enough to, have a living wage as an artist. And, it's that kind of mentality that prevents us from becoming successful artists. So, like, it prevents people from actually paying artists. And that could be a whole nother tangent as well. And all I gotta say is that if you know someone who is interested in the arts and you yourself aren't, don't shut them down. Don't tell them that it's impossible. Because if they stop drawing, if they stop painting or doing what they like to do, just so that they can, fulfill your dreams, your agenda, it's horrible. It really is. And I know so many people who basically completely stop doing what they like to do because their parents or, the person that they look up to as a parental figure basically completely shut down those dreams. And it's really sad. It's really sad. I wouldn't wish that on anybody. I'm not getting emotional. It's just my voice is really cracky. I'm not crying, but I'm not. Anyways, that was a long tangent. But I guess the biggest tip I can give you guys who are in a similar situation is don't stop drawing. Like I say in every video, don't stop drawing, don't stop doing what you like to do, because it's what you like to do. Why would you stop doing it? If it's not hurting anybody, like if it's in the arts, what's stopping you? Only yourself. Don't listen to everybody else. Just do what you like to do. And if you need to work in a retail, if you need to work in an office, just do it. Do it for the experience. I'm not saying that I regret working all those other places, because I don't. I wouldn't be where I am today if I didn't have the experience of working retail, of working as a hairstylist, working in a factory, Try different positions of jobs if you feel like you cannot financially support yourself as an artist, because it's really hard to financially support yourself as an artist. I think last year, as an artist, I made maybe $120, $140 USD. I mean, it's I'm really thankful for having my husband support me. But anyways, guys, this is going to be the end of the video because I've been talking for well over 20 minutes. Like always, you know, keep doing what you like to do. Don't stop. Don't stop doing what you like to do because you never know where you'll end up. Bye.